Hello, friends. This is Chandrakant from Akulmach, and today we would like to discuss about how do we bounce back into business. And this is a very, very important subject. To discuss this further and to take advice, let me invite my friend from UK, Mr. Mike Bradley. He is the Chief Strategy Officer of Scale Up Arena, and he works globally. He has organizations and clients and partners world over. So I think he's the best person to discuss on this subject. So without further ado, let me present Mr. Mike Bradley.
Good afternoon, good day, Chandra. Good to see you again, as always.
Yes, by the way, it's your birthday also. So from all of us in India, from Akulmach, we wish you many happy returns of the day.
Dhanyawad.
That's awesome. And you remember this word, dhanyavad?
I do indeed. Bahutacha. The one I can remember, or the three words.
Okay. So, Mike, I think the world is struggling because of the pandemic. Everyone is in the same boat, whether you are a large organization or you are a SME or you are a solopreneur or anybody, you are in the same boat. We are all in the same boat.
We
And
are
now
indeed.
with vaccination drive is kicking in, at least in a few countries to start with now, and soon it will become a global phenomena. So that means at least few variants of COVID will not trouble us, but I think there will be more to worry about. But I think we will protect at least 50% of the world. So now we need to discuss about how do we bring our economy back? How do we create our business from the scratch? What we should do? Would you like to throw some light on this subject?
I've got opinions. Hopefully it will be seen as light. Obviously, our economies are all connected. There is a sense in which all businesses all over the world are living entities, and we interact with each other, much like the natural world. We're all part of a global economic ecosystem. And within that environment, each entity is a key worker, because we all have to do our best, generate energy, generate sustenance for the economies that we all work within, and whether that be a geographic based, whether that be sector based, whether it be size based, we are all actually key workers in pulling back these economies from the brink of, let's face it, pretty much disaster. Our own Chancellor in the UK did his budget speech yesterday, and I think, it was one of the toughest budgets apparently that we've had for 50 years, they were saying, because COVID has, taken every economy by the throat and giving it a good shake. So we definitely have to all work together, in my view, to support our economic ecosystems, whatever they are. We're probably members of lots of different ones at the same time.
So I think the reason for Scale Up Arena becoming very popular globally, if it is Africa, India, China, I think your platform is bringing a lot of businesses together. And I think it is one of these ethos of working together that you are trying to bring. Would you like to give our viewers a little bit a flavor of how we can work together?
I think the important thing is with the whole global economic ecosystem, and within that our own sectors and sizes of operation, is that we all have to, a bit like the Three Musketeers. I don't know if you know that in India, the Three Musketeers, all for one and one for all. We all actually have to succeed, but in order to succeed, we all need each other. And the whole ethos of the ecosystems, the online digital presence that we have, is that we help each other to succeed through the the abilities to connect, collaborate, communicate, and also to close businesses together, to close business, because ultimately that's what we're all going to have to do to recover from this COVID economic vacuum that we find ourselves in. Vacuum being a gentle word for something that we're all in, economic chaos. But I think in order to do that there are certain areas that we have to focus on, because the post-pandemic world cannot return to what it was pre-pandemic for all sorts of reasons. So there are a number of things that I think are important that we change. One of them is we have to, and I like alliteration, so apologies for this, I smash the silos. In the public sector, we have this idea that we do this. In the quangos, we think we do that. In the telecoms, we think we do this. But actually, what we all need to do is work together and break down those barriers that say, oh, well, we can't do this because you're not the same as us. So in order to optimize the opportunities across all organizations and structures, we must get rid of this mentality of blinkered mentality, because we're missing opportunities, whether it be, oh, well, we can't see outside our state, we can't see outside our country, we can't see outside our sector, because actually we're all interrelated. So I think the first thing we have to do is get rid of that silo mentality and think, actually, we've all got to pull together here. The next one, the first couple are a bit negative. The next one is banish the bureaucracy. Get rid of the red tape, because actually we're in a fast-moving, competitive, dynamic world. And if we impose red tape on enterprise in that environment, we're actually not going to make it thrive, not going to make it profitable and generate taxes. What we're going to do is, in effect, governments are cutting off the arm that feeds them. We need to simplify bureaucracy, make it as online as possible, as simple as possible. A lot of tax collection can be done electronically. The amount of paper filling we need to do can be reduced vastly, and it's far more effective that our businesses spend 80% of their time selling and optimizing their potential, rather than 80% of their time filling out a tax return or ensuring that, oh, this bit of money stays in the country, because actually what we need is to generate funds in all directions and not have these bureaucratic situations. And another one I think is really important, and a post-pandemic particularly has changed this culture, is we need to cease city centre-centric commuting, because commuting takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of resource, it means that we spend a lot of money on infrastructure. And what we've all learned, I think, in this pandemic is that actually we don't need to spend 2 to 4 hours a day traveling to an office. We can actually work just as efficiently when we're working locally, maybe in a local working hub, maybe working from home, whichever your preference is. It's not saying you don't meet together, but it's saying that when you do meet together, let's do that more efficiently and effectively, rather than sitting in an office with a lukewarm, rather distasteful cup of coffee. Maybe it's the opportunity to go to a hotel, to go to a nice facility, spend quality time together with the team or with your clients, rather than insisting they come into a rather bland, expensive situation with a lot of travel time and cost. There's a few of the negatives that we need to change. I don't know what you think about those.
Well, I think I fully agree with you, Mike, for making these very important points. I have one very peculiar question. I think all the governments are now trying very, very hard to bring their economy back. Even the developed countries are having, like, for example, in your budget also, you might have seen, and you already mentioned that it is one of the most difficult budget that you have seen in the past. And most of the governments are now going towards protectionism or localization.
Mm,
Although we are more global than ever, and it was a wretched virus which came and taught us all. So I think we are at a place where we just need to get a little nudge so that people start really becoming global. I mean, we
mm,
have been saying global for last. I've been hearing this word global, global for last 30 years. But I think for the first time, we are truly global, even though the
mm.
governments are moving towards localization. How do you
Yes.
see Scale Up Arena filling these spaces in such a situation?
Well, I think one of the positive points is I think we've realized that we can go for global growth without having, again, to travel. Just like commuting, um, we don't have to go for a week to this particular place and spend thousands of dollars or pounds or rupees or dirhams in a hotel to do business and have a couple of meetings whilst we're there. What we can actually do is spend a lot of our time working virtually, presenting, having people from all over the world on calls, on webinars, on briefings about new technologies, about opportunities, about trading, about joint ventures and partners. We can do all of this stuff remotely. It doesn't mean we don't want to meet. Of course, we want to meet. I'm looking forward to that curry we're going to enjoy in Delhi one day, Chandra, but we can do that on a less frequent basis. It doesn't have to be the thing that starts our opportunity to work together. It's the thing that complements our working together. So we can do the remote working, we can deploy and deliver digitally, we can go global working with local people in country. And if by having less red tape, having less protectionism, it means that companies are more likely to say, actually, I'm going to open a subsidiary in India because I don't have to worry about losing my cash on withholding taxes. What we should be doing is actually saying, how can we ensure that foreign companies want to come and invest here, work here, employ here, without being penalized by greedy, dare I say it, by greedy approaches to withdrawing their own cash back out of the company. I think that's a really very negative approach that is taken, which doesn't help. The Scale Up Arena helps in the fact that we have a global platform with the ability for people to showcase, to train, to educate in their new innovations, in their products, in their services, in their capabilities. Also, for potential investors, potential growing businesses to find each other, interact with each other, and then trade and do business together. So, that's the whole ethos of Scale Up Arena is it brings people together to generate energy, to generate sustainable deals together. So I think the whole ethos of Scale Up Arena and the other ecosystems for different sectors is all about making those interactions work, making it work on a global and digital basis, even if it is building roads out of plastic in Delhi, or it's reducing pollution by using rubbish with and turning that into electricity. Uh, you know, the technology can be deployed locally. And the great news with that is it can generate revenue and business for the economy and for enterprises locally, and it generates employment, and it raises everybody's quality of living.
Yes, Mike. And one particular question which is running in my mind with
Mm-hmm.
respect to the Indian businesses here. Let's say if there are tech companies here in India looking for tech partners in other countries, how Scale Up
Mm-hmm.
Arena, I mean, you can go step by step, what is the first step so that, our viewers knows exactly how Scale Up Arena is
Mm-hmm.
different from other forums that they have to go through. Uh,
Yep.
and one thing I understand is that if I join Scale Up Arena, you can actually reach a lot of people in one shot. I mean, one thing is very clear: you can reach people in UK, Africa,
Mm-hmm.
Japan, China, everywhere. So I
Yep.
think, but I would like to hear from you, step by step, what happens so that people
Okay.
can.
Yep. So if you're an Indian company wanting to reach the global markets, the first thing you could do is come along to a session that we run once a week called a Why Join, and we take people through what's it all about, how can you optimize it, why is it there, what's the philosophy behind it, and then we encourage people to come on board to sign up, and we've got a special offer for people who are coming through Akulmach if they want to, if there are SMEs that want to join or interested in joining Scale Up Arena, we run a Why Join Scale Up Arena session. And then if they sign up, we will give them a 20% discount on the usual engagement fee if they mention Akulmach and they come via the Akulmach route. So that is a great opportunity for them to then get part of the ecosystem, become part of the online meetings, the online mechanisms for sharing blogs, creating courses, creating product service entries, sharing those out through the social media channels. Who knows, even maybe coming back onto Akulmach and saying, find our entry on Scale Up Arena, which is the great opportunity, of course, to broadcast that not just into India, but into Africa, America, um, uh, all the different places, the Middle East, Australia, UK, and Europe as well. So it's a great opportunity for SMEs to do that. The other area that we can really help organizations is for the multinationals, the larger organizations who are looking for ways to differentiate moving forward in the future. We're on the homepage of scaleuparena.com. There is find a solution for your multinational. So if you are there and you're thinking, we need to improve the way we service our customers, the way we do our manufacturing, the way we do our artificial intelligence or our client loyalty programs or our cyber security or our payment management, go in there and free of charge, you can click, enter a little summary as to what you're looking for. And we will then matchmake that with the innovators and the advisors and the experts that we have at the back and try and bring together a solution. Costs nothing. We've got a network of people with, let's say, 10,000 years worth of expertise and experience in business. That's a lot of hours. So we've got that resource free of charge to help the SMEs and the multinationals, the large organizations to optimize the future, the post COVID world.
Absolutely. This is so interesting because as we move towards the gig economy, even the big brains behind the data and machine learning will be available through Scale Up Arena to large organizations. So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. And I think with the gig economy as well, what we're looking at is we're looking at the ability to optimize the expertise of people on a more affordable and realizable basis, geared to results, because you don't need somebody full time. You could take somebody on a project basis or a time size basis to utilize their expertise in that particular challenge, and then you can have somebody else to help you with the next one, be it strategy, be it marketing, be it finance, be it funds. So you can bring that blend together, a bit like an a la carte menu of services depending on what you actually need for your business at that time. The other area I think is really important that we haven't talked about in this post-COVID situation is we need to recognize the potential of the emerge up companies, not the startups who, we all know what a startup is. They've got a very, they go to the bank, they have a long conversation. I'm planning to do this business. And the bank manager gets you to sign a piece of paper and then says, I'll send you a debit card and you can start your business with us. Then there's the scale ups, which have 3 years of 20% year-on-year growth and 10 employees at the start of the process. So they're a well-defined group. But in the gap, mind the gap, as they used to say on the London Tube, okay, underground, mind the gap, because the gap is where the energy is. The scale-ups make up 60, 70% of all the revenue from SMEs, okay, so they're important. But the ones that are going to be the next scale-ups, generate the most jobs, generate the most revenue, profit, tax returns, are going to be the emerge-ups. And they are typically characterized by a shortage. They're short of the working capital they need. They're short of the time to deploy as many clients as they could. They're short of resource to go into international markets. They're short maybe of expertise in a particular field because they can't afford to take someone full time. That is the market which we have to support. So we've got to energize those emerge ups. And I think in this post-COVID bounce back better environment, we have to recognize that they previously have been largely unsupported. And we need to support those emerge ups as we move forwards, because in 3 years' time, there'll be the scale ups.
So I think this is an amazing story. The Scale Up Arena provides a lot of synergy for SMEs as well as enterprises world over to come together and work together across the level. I think it's an amazing story, and it's an amazing platform. So the good news for Akulmach viewers is that if you use Akulmach as a promo code, you will get 20% discount. So I urge you to explore scaleup.com and leverage their presence, global presence, find clients, find merger opportunities, merge up basically with other SMEs, and also funding probably. So I think the possibilities are immense. So with this,
they are indeed.
yes, absolutely, Mike. I think I'm quite excited, and viewers of this program must leverage this excellent offer. And I think this is one of the very good method of bouncing back with economy.
Fantastic. Absolutely. I mean, to reach out to us with that code, all you need to do is go to contact us on the homepage of scaleuparena.com, or you could just send an email to info@scaleuparena.com. And if I get flooded out with requests from India and Asia Pacific, fantastic. And we'll look forward to hearing from them.
Absolutely, Mike. And once again, wish you many happy returns. And it was a
Thank you
pleasure.
very
I
much.
mean, you found time to talk to us today with this very important subject, even though it's supposed to be your off day. So thank you so much. And we will catch up in the next edition with you next week.
Look forward to it, Chandra. Have a great day and a pleasure to talk to you as always.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.